We have a new development in Android, something called Assistant Ambient mode. And it looks kind of cool. It's taken some inspiration from some of the smart home devices, like the Nest Hub and these things that have this sort of ambient dashboard at a glance type of information. And it continues this progression towards more passive interaction with your devices and with software and with tech in general. I know originally all the way back with like Google Now, when all of a sudden you started seeing things pop up like your flight information and suggesting alternate routes, kind of predicting what you wanted to do before you knew you wanted. Some people find that to be creepy. But the goal of it is to alleviate some of the mental bandwidth with having to initiate so many of our daily tasks that take place on our smart devices. So this is another step within that progression of trying to provide you with value without the need for you to be doing as much of the driving. So you get this dashboard, which is going to aim to just kind of give you at a glance the most important things that are going to happen in the immediate future. Things like you probably want to set an alarm at this point, or you can see on your example there, good evening, you have one missed call from Kathy, and then your next important appointment and your notifications, and it can all live in one place on one dash. And then there's some quick toggles for things for frequently used settings like do not disturb, turn off the lights, thermostat. It's going to guess what's important for you, but it's going to be within context of how you use your device.
Your habits.
Your habits. So it's kind of interesting. And Google, like I said, has been pushing towards this for a while. You combine it with all the various other assistants and just how much Google's leaning into Assistant, and you kind of start to see the picture as a whole, and you start to imagine, Will, a future in which these devices predict all the things we want to do before we do them, where they're automatically replying to text messages because they know what you want to answer, where it can all be preemptive computing.
Oh God!
You do nothing, Will. You just sit there and it
Just
takes
a
care of
meat
everything.
sack.
Yeah, that's right.
On a floating chair.
Just a rotting meat sack. It's what we all strive for, isn't it?
Rotting.
That's right. Similar to Smart Display and the Pixel Stand UI. By the way, I should mention the Pixel kind of does this when it's on the wireless charger, the official one. It kind of has its own UI that looks similar to this. There are two parts to Assistant Ambient mode. The first is a lock screen that shows the time in large numerals, or a Google Photos slideshow. Tapping through shows a more interactive experience. That's the one that I'm talking about that's more interesting to me. That can include commute time, missed calls, calendar events, weather, travel plans, and so on. It's a way of eliminating some taps from your life, which could be good. I don't know. I'm tapping away. Maybe I'm tapping too much. It's a lot of taps. Tapping in, tapping out. You can imagine, Will, when our smartphones are less app-driven in general, where you're going in and out of apps. And instead,
It's more of like a fluid motion.
dashboard that's just pulling things in from different apps.
Yeah. I
And
mean, you use Google News, and
Yes.
that's kind of like an aggregator for all different sites.
You're saying an aggregator for your smartphone as a whole.
Yeah.
An aggregator
For
for
your
your
habits.
OS.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is an early step, but you can try it out. You can try it out on a couple devices right now. It'll be more soon.